Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade
the
in the City.
City. I'm your girl Trees,
It's Nels
and we're here again
again.
because when the recycle bin says permanent delete, it means it.
It means permanent.
And unfortunately, when you hit that cancel button, guess what? It don't work. So,
But we love you. So we're
but we
here
love you, and so therefore,
again.
that's why our review of Married at First Sight is a little bit late. I plan to have it out to you guys earlier than this, but unfortunately, I'm not playing for distro and all them other uh different things. It would just be easy to re-record. So here we are. We're going through Married at First Sight again, and that's why I probably sound a little bit irritated. But I love y'all, and that's how much we love y'all. We're gonna record it again. We're doing it live. So anyway, no, thank you guys. If you have not already hit that like button, please make sure that you do so.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it because we got a lot to get into. I want to get into Kirsten's ass because she makes my ass itch. And let's get into it. And let's get shady. So the couples are getting into celebrating their monthversaries. Kirsten sits down with her friend Chanel, and she can't believe it's been 30 days. Chanel knows this is not what who Kirsten is. And Kirsten admits that it's still taking her some time, but she doesn't want Shaq to go into decision day feeling like he doesn't know her. Well, guess what, Kirsten? We still don't.
He don't know you.
We still don't know you, boo. It's been how many?
We not the ones sleeping in the bed next to you.
Right.
He don't know you.
Okay. So, basically,
What's the name of that movie? Is it like Sleeping with a Stranger or something like that?
There's a stranger in my house. Just saying. Now, she appreciates him being patient with her, but feels like, they have a lot more talking to do and feel like the need to pour into each other, put in the work and the effort. And she says whenever he's around, she wants his attention. And she wants, him to hold her and talk to her and really connect with her.
Since when?
I'm glad you're saying it.
When did this happen?
That would make her feel more comfortable. I'm sorry. So Chanel asked, what changed in 1 month? Because when he was at the wedding, girl, he was all over you. Like, what changed so quickly? And she feels like, because they went back to reality in their everyday lives, and there was a shift. And Kirsten says she does feel, a little rejected and thinks that he may still be dealing with, feeling a type of way because she wasn't originally attracted to him. However, she thinks they need to move past that, and she wants him to walk in the house and just hug her and kiss her. And as I said on Twitter, and I love y'all on Twitter, y'all know we be having a good time on Twitter. So if you don't follow us on Twitter, please make sure you do so because we be cutting up live. But who is this Kirsten that we're seeing? I understand growth. I understand it's a process. But this was the same girl a couple weeks ago that said, no kissing. I don't even like that. That's not even what I want to do. And da, da, da. And now all of a sudden, this is your love language? Girl, bye. So she doesn't understand how, this is supposed to help their chemistry. If they're not hugging, kissing, if he's not coming in the house, hugging and kissing her, and how they're supposed to grow.
Well, while she is going through all these changes and deciding that now she likes kisses and hugs and affection and things, let me say something. Mr. Shaq is over here paying attention.
Okay.
Because him plus the network, has rented out the entire roller skating rink. And apparently she says that this is something that they spoke about. This is something she used to love to do when she was a kid. So he did get some type of information from her. She did speak some. She's not completely.
He was listening. And he paid attention, and that's why he wants to get to know more about her.
So every little thing, every little thing you do. Well, every so apparently, he's holding on, I think, to every little thing that she says because
she don't give much.
I was about to say, because like Tree said, she don't talk much. Okay. So they go out on the floor, they skate, and she's showing his ass up. She hitting it backwards. She's doing a rhythm skate, and he is scared.
She giving ATL skate. I used to always love that movie because I was mad because I was like, I really can't skate like that, and I never have, and I wish I could.
Let me tell you something, and neither can he. And
that was a good segue.
and I love the fact that even though he knew he couldn't, he did it anyway. I thought that was super sweet. I feel like she really needs to take that into consideration. He knew he was scared. He knew he didn't want to fall. He didn't want to bust his ass. He didn't want to be embarrassed. And this is what she want to do. So he got the whole skating ring.
And as I told Nels, I noticed that there's something about Shaq. He has his fear, and I'm sure it's probably trauma from him having an accident prior. And like, that's some traumatic shit, being wrapped around a, barbed wire fence. So I can only imagine that he probably, I noticed just every activity he does, he never wants to like, oh, we might get hurt or I might hurt myself. And even then, maybe I would be a better skater if I went out with knee pads and a helmet. When I go out and skate, I'm skating. But they took all the necessary precautions. And I was like, oh yeah, he's not getting hurt for nobody. He's not playing these games.
You know what Kirsten gives me? And I guess it's because we just did this other show. She's trying to figure out the difference between what she wants and what she needs. Woo. So anyways, he has this beautiful table set up on the roller skating floor. And they're discussing their future as if they got one. And it looks like Kirsten is beginning to open up.
Who was our vote for them? Did we say they were going to make it? Or
no, absolutely not. We did not. I know without looking.
Both of us or one of us?
We both
said of us? Okay, we both said that. Okay.
We both said no. Now Kirsten is beginning to open up, and I felt like maybe letting her walls down a tiny little bit, expressing how she's looking forward to spending more time with him and believe that they have a great future together. Now, Shaq says that he's looking forward to hanging out with her family and friends because he wants to know her outside of Kirsten, the wife. And she's like, well, you can get to know me by just being around me. So he's like, what you saying? I'm not around? And she says, yeah, sometimes, but when you're around and when we're around each other, you need to be more intentional. And that's how I'm going to let my guard down. So Shaq is completely confused and feels like they're clearly on two different pages because he feels like he's been doing what she's been asking, doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he ain't really get nowhere. And he asked her, how much time before you let your guard down? And she says, she lets it down daily. He said, I ain't saying that shit. You a goddamn lie. You ain't letting nothing down.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, we're going to start from today, moving forward. And he says, time is of the essence, boo. She responded with, we have a lifetime. He said, yeah, but we got to make it to decision day first. So I think he's right. They're clearly not on the same page. He is trying to make it to decision day and making sure this is what she wants. And she's just like, you need to accept what the hell I'm coming with because we have a lifetime together. Good luck with that.
Good luck. And my whole thing is, girl, you over here think about lifetime. You don't know. I love how Shaq is like, oh, you thought you got me that. Shaq is sassy, as we
like you cute and all, but
you thought I was feeling you.
He ain't no much.
Right. Nicole's father, Mark, comes over to visit their apartment.
I didn't care what nobody say. He a G for real.
I love Mark. Again,
Mark is a G.
I told y'all Nicole is my Italian twin. So
you think so? Are both of her parents Italian? You think?
No, she said one of her parents is Italian.
Do you think it's Mark?
Absolutely.
Or you think it's the mama?
I think Mark's Italian.
Because the mom actually looks Italian, but the dad acts Italian.
He might just be a New Yorker.
You might be right about that.
Yeah, he might just be a New Yorker.
All right.
So her dad is still being her dad, and Chris is obviously nervous. Chris knows it's important that her dad like him because Nicole thinks the world of him. They go to the balcony to talk. Mark asks how the marriage is going. And Chris says everything is great. Nicole is a great dog mom.
And she's super easy.
Super easy. Now, he talks about trying to adjust to Nicole's schedule because she's up so early in the morning. And Mark tells him if he wants to change for Nicole, that's cool. That's because, Chris is like, I see myself getting up earlier and earlier and earlier. Chris, don't do that. I've been there. Don't do it. Don't do it. Say what
Don't do it. Please
don't do it. Look, I was listening to my Drake earlier today. Girl, don't do it. So, basically, he tells him, if you want to change that, that's cool, but you need to be true to yourself. He says that the thing with Nicole is if you take a step back, Nicole is going to move forward. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, and you're going to end up losing yourself.
You know what I did like that he told him? What? He told him basically, you still in the honeymoon stage.
Right.
Cole is not easy. And also tells him, listen, marriage
you got some Linda sprinkled on your shit. It's all
right. Marriage ain't easy. Relationships ain't easy. No, homie. You're in the honeymoon stage. Okay?
And I know my daughter. And let me tell you something. This facade that she's putting on for you right now
is to help you. Look,
again, I told y'all, Nicole's my Italian twin. This facade that she's putting on for you right now, there's another person behind there.
She keep on giving warnings though.
Right.
She keep on giving warnings.
He tells him, when you decide to take a step back, you need to also make sure that you take a step forward and that you don't want to be codependent on Nicole and trying to make everybody happy. Because in the end, nobody's happy when you're trying to make everybody happy. Mm-hmm. So Mark says to production that Chris needs some BDE. You all know what that means. And that you can be an alpha quietly and confidently. And he believes Chris has a quiet confidence, but he needs to show it.
So, after getting all this information, Chris decides, you know what? I'm going to be an even more amazing husband. Okay. And he gets up the next day. He says flowers are just not enough for my amazing wife.
Never too much, never too much, never too much.
And he can't wait to show her. So he gets this toy helicopter to direct her to a note that says, let's take this relationship to the next level. And she thinks this man is talking about some toys. I ain't gonna lie.
You bad. You bad. You see me raising. Oh Lord, I don't turn the Master P on y'all. I'm sorry, I'm old. But yes, my hands. Okay,
Let me tell you something. I can't blame her for thinking that he was talking about toys because he did pull out a toy. But she's super excited to find out that they're taking a helicopter ride. And Treese would have reacted the same exact way.
You bad. Let's raise the road.
She got a little romantic in her life, okay? So they're both enjoying themselves on a helicopter. Nicole says she can't picture doing this with anyone else or enjoying her life with anyone else. Now, back at the apartment, they watch the video of their wedding. And they're loving the video, but Nicole is feeling a bit insecure about the way she looked on her wedding day. Now, Chris tried to reassure her that it's a beautiful moment. She looked beautiful and there's really no need to pick it apart. And she's basically like, this is the life you chose, homie. This is who I am. Okay, I'm going to do this.
Arris meets up with his friend Harold and they about to catch up. He's asking Arris about married life. And is it what he thought it would be? And Arris lets him know they haven't had sex yet. He asked him what base he's on. And he said he's in the parking lot with the uniform on.
I'm surprised he got the uniform on.
No, he said no uniform on. I'm sorry.
Oh, so he ain't even come ready to play the game.
He ain't even come ready.
He might as well take his ass back home.
Right.
Go on back home. Go. You know what? Go back to practice, homie. Just
go back. Right. So Harold jokes. So that you got married to have no sex.
He said basically.
And it's so funny.
I don't want to have it with her.
You know what's so sad is because I hear so many men joke about how the sex declines after marriage. So that's hilarious that Harold is like surprised. Because I hear a lot of men be like, oh no, you married her. And then it'd be like, oh, and when you get kids, and it'd be different. When she was a girlfriend, it was everywhere, every time, everything.
I'm telling you, not all men can say that.
Oh, look, I would hope that when I'm married, it's everywhere, every time, everything. But, you know. Anyway, so he asked Arris, does he think Jasmine is waiting for him to make a move, or is he waiting? And Arris admits that Jasmine is waiting on him. He lets him know that he told her he wasn't attracted to her. He doesn't think she's ugly, just not his type. He says he needs a vibe from her and feels like she needs some swag. Okay? I'm swagging.
He says she needs to be like he could, like if she was, swaggy,
like funny,
or if she was funny or something, he could be attracted to that. But right now it's like
treats.
Right now it's like she's giving Kirsten. Empty shell. Because we know that Eris got personality.
Right.
And I'm not saying that Jasmine doesn't. I think she's not showing it, and I don't think she feels secure enough to show it.
And I will say this, Shade Squad, I've been defending Jasmine for a minute, but I'd be a fool to not sit here and admit that I'm starting to lean toward Eris' side. I need more from our girl because she's frustrated, and I need her to open her mouth and say that she's frustrated and say what she's going through, because that's part of her and being in her personality. And this, we all know and know. And the only reason I'm going to say it is because we did record this before and we pointed out before she has a problem.
Arris.
What happened? You cut out. What'd you say?
I said, and you were so against me and called me an advocate for Eris, and I said I'll be that. Now you advocating for Eris?
I'm not advocating for Eris. What I'm saying is that I'm advocating for Jasmine speaking up and using her voice and I'm not happy, but because she's acting like it's all good, let me cater to you, because baby, this is your day. That's like, because she's giving that, he's like, that shit's not attractive to me. Bitch, I'm being an asshole.
Because he doesn't deserve it.
Right. And because some men know that they're being an asshole, and he wants her to react to his assholeness, and she's like, let me cater to you, because baby, this is your day. Dude, it's no.
I'm just gonna say we gotta change the tune this recording.
I'm just saying.
This time around, boy.
It's because she's giving so much. He's like, I just want it. I think he really. No shade. We even think about the relationship with Felina. And the reason why he values Felina's opinion is because she's so opinionated and she's very direct.
I said this last time. Ooh, did I stick a pinhole in you and just put my little thoughts just
this is why you can't do second go rounds on reviews, because now her opinion has seeped into mine and I'm tainted.
Oh, so we both advocates. I think we got to put a cape on both.
No, I ain't advocating for.
You are. Because you said you understand and you feel.
No. I'm just gonna defend.
Advocates for Arris.
No. I'm just.
Matter of fact, this is what this moment. This right here is the promo. Advocate for Arris. Period.
I'm just gonna defend him in this moment because I need.
Like I said, advocate.
I need her to stop kissing his ass. He has not done anything to deserve that. He has not shown her anything. And she is a great woman and should be proud of that and should not be continuing to just dumb herself down to try to appease him. At this point, look, Trees would have been said, "Do you know who I am?" Oh no, you must not know
about the prize.
Okay,
this is why I don't have. This is why I don't have an issue with Arris, because he's being honest. He's being true to himself. She's not, and you can see it.
So Eris says, y'all, that he's going to date more.
And back at it.
And Harold says they're not communicating, as we just talked about. And he needs to ask her if she needs more or not. But again, because she won't speak up, we have another Kirsten. We just, that's where we are.
So for their 1 month anniversary, Arris decided to take them to a rage room because he knows, she has a hard time expressing herself, and he thinks this will help. And I agree, and apparently Teresa does not. Now,
initially, Squad, if you haven't learned, even if I don't say anything, my expression, like my emotions, are going to show on my face. So I can't hide. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So initially, this woman looks scared as hell, but she seemed to got over it. She's fine now. In a confessional, she does admit that she is frustrated because things just are not going the way she thought they would. She thought that they would be further along, but she's happy to let that frustration out. So good job, Arris. I think that was a good idea. Now, Jasmine and Harris pull up to a beautiful outdoor location where they're going to have their 1 anniversary dinner. And I'm thinking she planned this one out, and since he planned out the last one. They sit down and flip through their photo book. And it's really hitting her that.
Well, her and the show.
Huh?
Her and the show. I don't think she planned to come out with the album, and that's the show.
So it's really hitting her that the time that these photos were taken, she was in a different space, a much happier space, and she's just not there anymore.
No.
What?
You don't love me, and I know now.
Well, he ain't never.
Okay.
We don't see it happening for your future. Now they read over their vows, and it hits Arris that he hasn't actually followed through with his vows.
Nope.
But he thinks that it's because, this process has been hard on him and it's been a lot. And, he decides he's going to refocus and recharge going into the next month, and believe their 2nd month anniversary, blah, 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 and believes their 2nd month anniversary will be much better. So they sat down for dinner. She says that they're in a stagnant place and she hopes to move forward, and that they won't be stagnant anymore. And they both make changes. He says the first couple of weeks he was pretty checked out, and now he's just looking for some middle ground. He's also struggling with trying to navigate not hurting her feelings, but still stay true to himself. I felt like you were treading some choppy waters, sir.
He tells her, I'm taking that off the table. Taking the eggplant off the table. It's not for dinner. We're not having Parmesan. That's not what happened. That's
not even like a little baby snack where it's off the table completely.
Until after decision day, even though we know after decision day, they're not going to be together. What did we say for Eris and Jasmine?
That was a no.
Oh, okay. That's going to be a hard no. I still believe that. Go ahead.
And she basically respects it. Because she's like, I ain't giving up no kitty for no Negro that ain't putting in no work, no effort, and you tell me you don't like me. So she decides that when I said I want intimacy, I was not just talking about sex, and believes that can grow for them in other ways, and she wants to move forward with that. He agrees, but we know that's...
So, y'all, we see Nicole, Chris, Gina, and Clint. They meet up for a double date for an adventure on the Redneck Comedy Tour. So the tour guide asked them if they know what a cooter is. I don't know if you know what a
and
cooter
she said
is.
it's something you can eat.
It's
She know what she was doing.
Right. It's something you can eat. And apparently, it is not the cooter that we're all thinking of. It is actually a turtle. Turtle. That. So, they end up at the Moonshine.
But we find out an actual cooter is a beaver.
Oh, it wasn't. I thought it was a turtle. Oh, I still messed up.
The actual cooter is called a beaver.
Oh, it's a beaver. I don't know what sound a beaver makes. Whatever, I don't know. So they
so let's smack in his tail, huh?
So they end up on a moonshine distillery to do a tasting, and this seemed very redneck the whole ride. But they
you seem very redneck.
I'm just saying. And they do a toast to 1 month of marriage. The ladies are really enjoying themselves, and they're having shots of moonshine. So Nicole asks the bartender, oh no, she tells the bartender that she thinks she loves him because that moonshine is shining. All right. Now, he lets them know I'm spoken for, ladies. I got me a whole wife of 6 years. And what I tells y'all is that y'all's need to just be about the honesty. Honesty is the best policy because you can always verbalize it, but if you hold it in, it doesn't help anything. So Clint jokes that
I don't think the bartender spoke like that.
Well, I'm just giving it in my Texas. It was given more New Orleans, I think. But anyway, so
I don't know what that was given.
Jason, drop in the comments. What was my accent given?
Where was
I from in that moment?
I think it was only given a lady on the bus.
It was only given a lady on the bus. So Clint jokes that, obviously he's been told that he's a little bit too honest. Nicole notices that they seem to be growing and working together as a team. Gina says that, they've learned to just have fun and see what it grows into. And Clint wants to change Hank and Gina's last name. Nicole admits she's reluctant a little to go through it because he's like, you know what I'm saying? Changing my driver's license, my passport, that's my mail. That's a lie. Going to the post office, doing something, that's a lie. Y'all want a lot from me. I ain't doing that.
And I don't know if you still got to do it, but I know back in the day, you used to have to go down to the Social Security office, which you're there for hours.
Right. So Chris said he's fine waiting, for that. And he's fine waiting until decision day for her to change her name, but he would like her to have her last name.
As well as their future kids. He said they're going to be Webb as well.
Well, Clint says that.
Yeah, he said that. But Gina liked it. She was like, all right.
Okay, Clint. My notes say, okay, Clint. And then the next day, Clint is a little hungover, y'all. Clint says the moonshine comes in 372 flavors, and he likes every one of them.
You ain't tried 372 flavors.
Well, but he wants to push through and is taking Gina to the waterfalls to create their Jamaica experience. And Gina believes that her and Clint are growing and they're getting to the crust, as Clint likes to say.
They get to the waterfall. It is super beautiful. They even brought Hank along.
Yes, Hank, cute little ginger self.
Ginger self. Gina says that this is what she was looking for in a marriage. She wanted someone who's loyal, compassionate, strong sense of humor, and adventurous. She just summed up Clint. I'm just saying. Now, she said that she's feeling hopeful and she can definitely see a future with him. Clint says tonight they're going to continue to create their festivities from Jamaica. He starts joking about Oxtail, and
I love me some Oxtail. That's why I knew I love Clint. I was like, yes, Clint.
Yes, we do love some Oxtail. And she tells him that basically every
Shout
time.
out to all the oxes.
Say what?
Shout out to all the oxes.
I'm gonna be like Cat Williams. When was the last time we saw an ox?
Don't do that.
I'm just saying. She tells him that basically anytime he eats, she don't want to or something. She immediately wants to what?
Yeah, because no, he's so nasty. Because he was talking about the oxtail, and then she was like, I think she's like not vegan, but she don't. So she was just like, every time you go
Wasn't
to
she eating
like,
oxtail too?
yeah, no. Don't get me lying about Gina. Gina got a
No,
lot,
she can't really talk no shit because then she started talking about eating Hank.
and that was weird. That was a whole weird conversation.
It was super weird. So then they began to discuss what their 2 months are going to look like, and he said that he needs to get more crusty. And
Crustier.
crustier. And he says that he wants to know Gina outside of work, who she wants to be. She says the whole reason why she even started her business was because she has a passion for mentoring people. Clint told her that she runs a good shop and he sees the same drive in her that he sees in herself, and he loves that. So they start going back and forth, telling each other what they like about each other, and which I thought was a great thing. And
Yeah,
Clint feels like they've come a long way, and they really have. I mean, seriously, I could give you a cap and gown and let you graduate right now. Like,
okay.
really, period.
Period. The couples meet up to have dinner and they share their 1 month experiences with each other on a party bus, and everybody's having a good time. They're making jokes, and Clint jokes about being a Boy Scout in 1993, and being able to do the thing that I can't do. It makes me so mad that I can't do it.
What
The
thing? Oh, where you like? I know what you're talking about.
I can't. You hear it? I'm trying to get it, but I'm literally snapping.
You're literally slapping.
Yeah,
I've never tried to do that.
I've always tried to. It makes me so
You
mad.
know what I used to try to do that they used to do back in school? You know how people used to flip their eyelids?
No, and why would you do that?
People used to do it all the time. It made it look
That's
easy.
nasty.
I wanted to try it. I couldn't do it.
Weirdo. Okay.
You don't play with your eyes anyway, so.
Yeah, I don't play those games. So, they arrive at the dinner and the couples discuss how they've come, like how far they've come. Gina and Clint talk about, they've been a long way. They're at a better place now. They've started to understand each other. And Nicole said, she didn't have the highest hopes for them. She actually wasn't rooting for them. And Clint's like, thanks a lot, bitch. But you know, she's like, we're grown. If everyone agrees that y'all are good, we're good over here. But I still don't like. That's what it gave me. I still don't fuck with you. Nicole moves on to Jasmine and Arris, who made, and my notes say who made her host, but she literally went around the room. Um, so she moves on to Arris and Jasmine, and she thinks their body language looks,
You said this was your Italian twin, right?
yeah. Don't do that. Somebody would have had to make me host for me to feel that way. I wouldn't have done it just off GP. Or maybe I would. Don't do that. So she thinks their body language looks close and hopes that, they have a good rapport and asks them not to disappoint her. Jasmine said that she's attracted to him, but she's letting Eris take the lead and hope that it grows for him. Now, she said if it doesn't, she'll just have to accept it. Nicole says she sees they're learning each other and thinks that the love could grow and the physical will follow, and says she has high hopes for them. Jasmine kind of chuckles, literally, like, yeah, right, bitch. And Nicole tells production she thinks Arris needs to treat Jasmine as a wife and not as a friend. And Chris agrees that he needs to get out of his head of whatever this ish that he's going through about, like being married, being attracted to her, feeling some type of way. Jasmine says Pastor Cal told them to be intentional and initiate, but how can you initiate with someone after they told you they really don't see it for you? I don't know how I would. I wouldn't see it for you. I'd be seeing it to my own damn house, but that's just me.
Eris decides to ask some random ass question, asking if married sex is different than single sex. What?
Well, now, because he ain't getting none, so for him, he said,
but he could. He just don't. He don't want none. Nicole says it's a little different because they have the rest of their lives to have sex, so ain't no rush or they ain't pressed to do it, but they're still new to this, so they can like jackrabbits.
Right, basically.
Now, Nicole asked Kirsten and Shaq if they progressed in their intimacy.
And she laughed.
And she goes,
no, ain't none of that going on over here.
She's like, I don't mean kissing because, everybody
should be already doing that by now.
Yeah, everybody's doing that. The look on Kirsten's face, like, well, not. Now Kirsten says they haven't really hit any new bases, but she believes the connection is kind of there. Shaq says he believes they have a connection, but in the confessional says that he doesn't know if he can continue going on that. He knows that he did everything that he needed to do, including breaking down his walls, and he just ain't getting the same energy reciprocated. Now, Chris tells them that he believes over communication is better than under communication. And you have to be ready to be vulnerable because this is a crazy situation. Kirsten says all of that comes with learning each other and having that time. Her and this time. You don't have that time.
Is it time?
Had you wanted that time, you should have entered a regular relationship.
And guess what? You got
married someone and they decide if they want to stay with you 2 months later. Now, Nicole is really just floored that they ain't making out and she's not opening up. She's in shock because Nicole is mother relationship right now, mother marriage.
Okay. And love.
And they basically cheers to Grace and Gross because this couple really needs it.
Amen to that. Kirsten and Shaq, y'all. They sit down and talk about the dinner, and Kirsten's like, well, I think that that was I'm so relieved because it's so much pressure at the dinner and and the questions, and it was so much, and he admits that he was bothered by what she said about their chemistry level. He feels like he's working to break down her walls, but every time they get around someone, he feels like he's blindsided because she's like, no, I don't like that. Every time, it ain't that. So Shaq lets her know that
this is literally the definition of 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
Right. Shaq lets her know that he's getting tired of trying and her walls being up and everything moving on her time. And she basically rolls her eyes and tells him that isn't going to help their marriage grow. Shaq is visibly annoyed, and it looks like he might be better when Shaq's fed up. It ain't like nothing else to do about it.
Period.
It's like running out of love.
What love?
So, y'all, if you haven't already, Shade Squad, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And please make sure that you're following us on all the platforms that are the TikTok, the Twitter, the Instagram, and the Facebook. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Bye-bye.